Good morning, good afternoon to you all, and thank you very much for joining this publication of results of LatinNCAP. We are presenting now, publishing new results for phase 6. This is the third publication of the 6 publications planned for 2015, and we are going to begin with the results publication in the next video. At first, we are going to show the vehicles tested in this publication, or for this publication: the Hyundai Grand i10 made in India, no airbags as standard version, and the Hilux, the new Toyota Hilux made in Thailand with 3 airbags as standard. These 2 models are the ones we assessed, and we are going to publish also in this opportunity. We are going to begin showing the results of the Hyundai Grand i10. As explained, is an Indian production vehicle, and the Hilux is made in Thailand. The results of the Hyundai Grand i10 was 0 star for the adult occupant protection and 2 stars for the child occupant protection. As you can see also in the color dummies, red head and red chest for the driver, which means a capping, and explains the 0 stars. Here we see the side view of the crash test and the full collapse of the occupant surviving cell or the occupant area. The structure collapses, cannot withstand further loadings, and also we can also notice and measure the impact of the heads and the chest in the steering wheel, offering very high values, and that explains the 0 stars and the red head and red chest. As you can see in the vehicle, this car looks like the European version, or like the European i10. From the inside view, we are going to take a closer look at the 18-month-old occupant, which you can see it's reasonably acceptably good, acceptable protection offered by the child seat. And from the top view, we clearly see that the driver door opens, which also offers a points reduction in LatinNCAP. Toyota Hilux 3 airbag standards and achieved 5 stars for the adult occupant protection, 4 stars for the child occupant protection, and the color dummies showed a very good protection offer for the passengers. Now we are watching the video, the high-speed video, very good structure performance. The surviving cell, the occupant's area, basically doesn't offer deformation, that doesn't show deformation. Also the very good performance of the airbags and protections combined, protecting the head and the chest of both frontal passengers. This is the first pickup vehicle that LatinNCAP is testing, and also it's important that it's achieving the 5 stars requirements and awarded with the 5-star results. This is a very relevant result also for the region. This is a very good selling car for the older version of the Hilux. We are now going to the inside of the car to take a look at the dynamics of the child dummies, and we see the 18-month-old Isofix child seat, and take a look at the dynamic or the movement of the dummy is really insignificant, and the protection is very good offered to the head and the rest of the body. Now we see the 3-year-old dummy also in an Isofix child seat. Unfortunately, this child seat didn't manage to prevent an important, just on the limit for excursion of the head of the dummy, and this actually reduced some points on the child occupant protection. Take a look at the top view of the car and the very good performance of the structure. We are now watching at the side impact regulation 95 test, which is required to be performed and pass the regulatory requirements, basically that the readings in the dummy stay below a maximum level that it's allowed by the regulation. And what we could clearly see is that there is a good energy absorption in the lower part of the car that prevents the higher parts of the body of the driver receive high energies from the impact with the car, and with that the readings of the dummy stay below the maximum limits allowed for the regulation 95, so this vehicle passes regulation 95 test. Finally, as a summary of the vehicles we have tested, we have now on the screen a Hyundai Grand i10. No airbags as standard for Latin American region. This result is valid for the hatchback and the sedan version. 0 stars for the adult, 2 stars for the child occupant protection. This car is, the unit we tested is made in India. The same car is offered in Europe, and in Europe the car is it's offered and on sale with the basic equipment as follows: frontal and side protection for occupants, and also ESC as standard, while in Latin America we have a car with no airbags. Unfortunately, the difference in the markets is still exists, also in new platforms and new vehicles, and in this case it's even more relevant because the Grand i10 that LatinNCAP tested showed a collapse in the structure, while the same vehicle for Europe showed a stable structure during the test. So there's difference in equipment and difference as well in the construction of the car. LatinNCAP offered the opportunity to Hyundai to test the vehicle with airbags, but the manufacturer decided not to do so. LatinNCAP understands that considering the deformation in the structure, the results even with airbags might not be as good as in other cases where the structure performs in a better way. For the Toyota Hilux, as explained, was the Thailand version tested, and the reason is that the market in Latin America, in large part of the market in Latin America, are going to be sourced from Thailand. The vehicle offers basic equipment: 3 airbags, 1 knee airbag for the driver and 2 airbags for the adults or the occupants in the front seat. 5 stars for the adults, 4 stars for the child occupant protection. This is a very good performance and the first pickup tested by LatinNCAP. The Argentinian build, so the Argentinian version of the Hilux is going to be basically it will source mainly Argentina and Brazilian markets. As soon as the vehicle will be available in the market, LatinNCAP is going to test it and also publish its results. So in that condition, in that scenario, we are going to be able to show both vehicles sourced from different plants and expected to show the same results and the same star rating. From our side, that is all for this presentation of results. The next publication of results are going to take place on the 30th of September, and we expect you to join this presentation. Before we end, we would like to thank you very much for your time and also acknowledge our main founders and supporters for the program: Global NCAP, Bloomberg Philanthropies that joined LatinNCAP this year in 2015, the IDB, International Inter-American Development Bank, and the ICRT, the International Consumer Research and Testing. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you in the next presentation of results.